The following is a presentation of the ForceCenter podcast feed.
As Obi-Wan Kenobi once said, hello there, and welcome to Databank Brawl, the podcast where we learn about Star Wars characters, discuss them, share our feelings about those characters, and then make them fight for our amusement and yours. I am your host. My name is Joseph Scrimshaw. With me, as always, is plenty of Ken Napzok.
That is all you need. Whiskey be damned.
Whiskey and plenty of Ken Napzok. A respectable amount of whiskey and plenty of Ken Napzok.
Shout out to the person on Twitter who recently asked us after one of our fights, Joseph, how many shots of whiskey did you do before the Thab matchup? We'll never let you know.
Yeah. We smelled a little bit. That's all. It's just a smell. We're thrilled to have Jennifer Landa here to join us.
Yes, I am here with my water and coffee in hand.
So anything crazy Jennifer says comes straight from her mind.
That's right.
Not from whiskey.
Yes.
It's always a thrill to be able to have you here. Our
Thank
schedules
you.
don't always allow it. If it did, Jennifer would be on every episode,
Yeah.
but we're lucky to have her for this one. So let's dive in. Are you ready for your first combatant?
I got the
Yes.
Wikipedia up on my screen.
Yeah, Jennifer's got her pen in hand. She's ready to write down. Our first combatant is Queen Jamillia. Oh, says everyone. Here is what StarWars.com Databank has to say about the second queen that we meet in the prequels. Queen Jamillia served as the successor of Queen Amidala as the elected sovereign of Naboo. It was Jamillia that convinced Padme Amidala to serve as senator for the system and spoke with Padme about the political realities of war as the senator hid on Naboo just prior to the outbreak of the Clone Wars. So again, always fascinating when we're doing Databank. It's a ridiculous fight, but it's also a study of what content does Lucasfilm put out about the characters.
Yeah.
This is pretty much all factual. Not a lot about the actual character.
Right.
No, they don't tell us if she prefers Swiss or Havarti. There's nothing about her character as queen.
Yes.
So we will have to rely on our memories of Attack of the Clones and what we can find in the wilds of Wikipedia.
Yeah, and you know what? Not a ton there either.
Oh,
Not
really?
a ton there either. I mean, I'm scanning here now. I can tell you this: she was 1.57 meters.
Okay, a little shorter than normal,
that's
right?
About 5'1". Human female, portrayed by Aisha Darker in Attack of the Clones and Homeworld Naboo. Obviously, all that kind of stuff we'd expect. So nothing overly insightful there in the specs. And that's about it. I mean, I'm trying to get more of her upbringing, everything, but Wikipedia does say Boba Fett, where this article would benefit from the addition of one or more new images and information.
I was so excited for a second when there was going to be some canon story I didn't know about Boba Fett and Queen Jamillia. Does it have a quote for her?
It does have a quote, and the quote is, "We must keep our faith in the Republic. The day we stop believing in democracy can work. No, the day we start believing democracy can work is the day we lose it." Sorry.
Yes, and that is one of those quotes that will always bring me pain because it is the question that I missed in my first Star Wars Trivia Schmodown, which caused me to lose.
Oh,
Yes,
my
I
goodness.
remember that day. because I think the answer was, I know which direction you were going.
Yep. Misheard the question, didn't ask for the repeat. Oh, the pain. But I will suppress my pain as we have fun here on Databank.
Okay.
Jennifer, you are pulling up, are you looking at Wikipedia? Are you looking at images of the old queen?
Yes. And I was really excited when I saw this queen appear. I was excited because she was a brown woman like me. She's actually portrayed by an Indian actress, as you mentioned, Aisha Darker. So I thought that was really cool, and I wanted to see more of her, but I was also kind of happy because I was like, oh, good, this is going to free up Padme a little bit to do some fun things.
Yeah.
And she did. So.
She can get out and about in the galaxy as a senator. Can you
Yeah.
pull up an image, Jennifer, and give us a good description of physically what she looks like, what her, exotic Queen of Naboo wardrobe is like?
Yes, and I'm not 100. Yes, I am now. Okay, velvet. That is the best way to describe it.
Hey, that tells us a lot about a character.
Yeah, velvet. She is wearing a long black velvet cape with her whole costume is basically black and white, and I believe like a penguin in some sort. The front of the dress is white. But it's beautiful, and she's wearing this headdress.
Jamillia, the Penguin Queen.
And her headdress reminds me of a costume that I wore in first grade when I was a flower. It is kind of like petals. I swear, it looks just like this. Should put this up on YouTube. But yeah, it's like a flower crown around that's like pearlescent white.
Totally does.
And she has like her face painted white with the signature red lipstick, just like Queen Amidala had.
Yeah, and I pulled up this image of her where she is looking to the side and she has a look on her face as though she is being told the most obvious facts, and I think she's looking at C.O. Bibble in that moment.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so Jennifer, you shared a little bit how you feel about this character, your excitement of seeing her. There's some great cosplay pictures in here.
Yes.
Ken, how do you feel about this character? We don't know a lot about her, so feelings sometimes are more difficult.
Right, we don't know a lot about her, but I remember I go to my initial reaction in Attack of the Clones. They go back to Naboo, and I was really excited to go back to Naboo and Attack the Clones. I'm excited to potentially go back in Episode 9 if that were to happen, because I love the history of that planet, and I had this kind of, when we saw the new queen, I was like, oh, that's great. Like, a new queen. That means we could have more of these. Like, I was just intrigued that, once we learned that, Padme dropped the crown, didn't, and then even says, hey, they wanted me to continue, but it wasn't my place. I didn't feel go into the Senate. The queen asked me to. So it's like, oh, this kind of goes on, someone takes the mantle. And I just was intrigued by that back in 2002.
Yeah, I really like this character from the little bit we know about her. I like seeing that, okay, it wasn't just Padme who's like, I've become queen and I've decided this is the way to dress. This is a tradition of the sovereign of Naboo. I really like that. And in that scene, I think it is a really entertaining scene. It's the one where C.O. Bibble does have just the blatant exposition. Everyone in that room knows about Newt Gunray's not being, fully convicted for his crimes. He's like, yeah, C.O., we all know. She has a lot of great lines and looks that kind of just cut through the BS. And the quote that I missed in the damn trivia contest, the day we stop believing democracy can work is the day we lose it, is such a great line and a great and sad look forward to what's going to happen to democracy in the Star Wars galaxy. Thanks, Sheev. So I really like this character. I think she is fascinating. Ken, I want to double check on Wikipedia. There's no end to this character that we know of, because we know she's not queen by the time of Revenge of the Sith, right? Because there's another queen.
Correct. No end. No death. No date of death.
No date of hanging up the throne.
Yeah. No. Well, no. I mean, we know she goes on. She was replaced by Queen Unetni. I don't know who that queen is. That's not.
It's Queen. Oh, really? Oh. I thought it was the A1 Queen Apollonia.
No, that's the Sith. That's Keisha Castle Hughes, right? This is she does appear in the Clone Wars.
Oh, so there's another queen in between the two of them. Yes. Okay. Got it.
About that.
All right. They keep those terms short.
Yes. I'm trying to make sure this is the queen before Apollona.
They don't even have the link is dead.
Yeah. I think that is a fascinating thing that we should incorporate, that something's not great on Naboo, that they went through 3 queens in just a few years. Well, I guess since she took over from Padme, it would seem right that her term is just about up.
Just about up.
Okay.
Right.
That would make sense.
Okay. Anyway, a lot of turnaround in the Clone Wars. What are you going to do? All right. Shall we move on to our next combatant?
Yes.
All right. Our next combatant is Passel Argente. Everybody's favorite, Passel Argente.
Oh.
Yep. Nope. He's not a character that sells canned tomatoes. He is this is what StarWars.com Databank has to say. The leader of a collection of powerful galactic companies, Passel Argente was one of the chief backers of Count Dooku's separatist movement, supplying funds, battle droids, and warships for Dooku's cause.
That's it?
Good luck to you, sir.
Yeah. Things don't end well for Passel. I'll just put that out
give
there.
me a spelling on that one.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Passel.
Okay.
Argente.
I had the last part right. But
Yeah, this is one of those characters that I just finally put in because I got sick of scrolling past when I look in the databank.
Yeah.
And just got a fascinating look, this character,
Right.
Passel Argente.
Why am I'm getting no results. I must have spelled it wrong. Let me look, Jennifer. This is the research of Databank Brawl.
Look.
Happening live on air.
Let me. Oh, you want it here? I'm sorry. I'm not spelling it correctly.
Yeah, Passel.
Is that what you had?
I have it.
Did you just look at that and say that can't be correct? Are you getting a soccer player? What?
Wikipedia's going, nah.
Wikipedia is claiming that Passel Argente does not exist?
Nah. Passelargente.
Yeah.
It's 2 words.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why it's 2 words.
Star Wars just gets so confusing.
Oh, this
Weird,
is
yeah.
okay. This is weird. These people. Wait, hold on.
Who are these people you're railing against, Jennifer?
I look at this. I just watched this terrifying movie over the weekend with this scary monster man, and these people kind of look like it. Look at that. That's frightening.
We're going to talk about what Passel looks like. What movie did you watch that had a Passel Argente in it?
Gerald's Game.
Okay.
It was really scary. I don't recommend it.
All right, we'll save that for our other podcast.
So I
horror
got
podcast.
it. I broke the word up wrong.
Okay.
That was the problem.
I'm
Okay,
sorry.
got
I
it.
had Passel Argente.
Oh,
It's Passel Argente.
Yes, my bad. I will put an underscore in their names from now on, just in between.
And I'll tell you right now, the reason we don't edit this out on Databank Brawl, we do this live to tape, is I want you guys to know this is what Joseph does to us. He brings a name to our mind, and even a Star Wars fan like myself or Jennifer is like, wait a minute. And then you see a picture and you go,
That weirdo. Yeah. All right. What does Wikipedia have on good old Passel Argente?
more than Queen Jamillia.
Yes, a lot more.
Yeah, so this goes when we get a lot of action in the Clone Wars. This is what do you say this planet? Corivia is the home planet.
Okay.
And he was among the senators who supported the vote of no confidence issued by Padme Amidala. So was working kind of maybe with Palpatine, not directly back in that day. This is he ran into Dooku early on, 8 years. So they got a history. They got a history here. A lot
So
about
I
that.
think that's a passing mention in the Tarkin novel, I believe.
Yes, it is. Oh, good
Yeah.
pull. You're right. Yes, absolutely.
And then I think that it's clarified that he is in charge of, check me on this, Ken, the corporate alliance in particular, that he...
Yes, the corporate alliance, the forgotten one. We all focus on Wat Tambor and Sand Hill.
in his techno union and the banking clan, but you can't forget the corporate alliance. So so he's there, I believe, in Attack of the Clones at that meeting on Geonosis.
Correct.
And then I watched the video again and again. Somewhere on the internet claims that he is murdered by Anakin, which makes a lot of sense in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
But I myself was not able to detect which murdered separatist was Passel.
Yeah, he's listed as dying there. So,
Okay.
but yes.
So we know he was there.
Just in a flurry of lightsaber action, we didn't see it.
Yeah, exactly.
I see. That makes me feel better. Okay, because I was like,
Ooh, is it? Yeah, but I tell you, we've been doing Databank Brawl for I don't know how long, almost 2 years now, maybe over 2 years, and I have scrolled past weird-looking, scary-looking Gerald's Game Passel Argente 5,000 times. It's like, no, this is the right era, the right time. He's gonna fight.
This is perfect. As far as specs, no height given. A male, pale green eyes, skin color green. Description: wears looks like he has a knit scarf doily around his head with a weird twisted Gungan ear coming out the center of his head, and he looks a little bit like Mel Brooks in Spaceballs.
yes.
He looks like Mel Brooks in Spaceballs if he was also a Sims character, and that little thing on top looks like some sort of alert for how your Sims character is doing on top of their head.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
he's wearing an orange comforter, basically.
Yes.
An orange down comforter with a floral design stitched into it.
He looks like a couch from the 70s came to life.
Yes. I could see him actually making an appearance in the holiday special.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
All right. Is it possible for us to have feelings about this character?
God.
I am developing them as we speak.
Yeah. Jennifer, revulsion? You're really frightened by Passel.
I am frightened. I would not want to see this person in person. He is frightening. There's just nothing about him that I like.
He doesn't have a good angle in all the photos here. That's fair.
And I'm afraid to say, I'm sorry, Passel, you're going to have to die in this fight.
Yeah.
I'm just putting it out
Jennifer
there.
has made her decision. He's pretty scary looking, but I love the detail that he's representing his planet as a legitimate politician. But, oh, by the way, I also have deep ties to this incredibly huge corporate conglomerate, and maybe we should not do that. I have some opinions about that.
Yeah. No.
I think make me think that Passel is not a great dude.
Yeah, I don't think so. And he doesn't look like it. I don't trust his face there.
Okay, they're straight from Ken.
There you go.
Gut instinct from lifelong security guy.
Yeah.
Nope. I'd kick that guy out of Orange Julius, says Ken.
Don't trust him. Don't trust him at all.
All right, with that in mind, then, let's fight. So, as always, we decide the kind of when and where. We will have to do it before Passel officially dies in canon. Mm-hmm. We can still kill him if we want. We can find a way around that.
Well, we have no proof he was there other than people said, so yeah.
Yeah, right. From a certain point of view, who knows? Could be a clone, all those things. Lots of wiggle room. Where and when should this fight happen?
I want this to be in the throne room on Naboo in Theed City.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
We don't fight on Naboo in the special places, the regal throne rooms and meeting rooms.
That's right.
Right.
Padme took care of some Trade Federation people in there, but not a lot of murder.
Yeah.
Anyway, when do you think that this is happening? When Jamillia is queen?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
I think after the events of Attack of the Clones.
So
Okay.
the very beginning of the Clone Wars.
Yes.
I like this a lot. And
Emboldened by what's going on.
yeah, and I think Passel, being a scumbag, is going to go to Naboo and see if he can try to get a little bit of maybe Naboo will come over to the Separatists. And I think he's going there with it like, hey, remember when you guys were in trouble and you wanted that vote of no confidence? And I supported you as a politician. I mean, yeah, sure, I run the corporate alliance and we've joined forces with the Separatists. But remember when I voted with you politically? So I think he's just going to come in there, creeping, manipulating.
Yep.
Jennifer,
Yep.
do you have an idea of how Passel Argente speaks? What do you think he sounds like? I can't remember if he actually spoke in Attack of the Clones or not.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think he talks like this. Almost like with a little bit of a snake, at the end of his S's.
A slippery, drunken snake of a character. I like that.
Hiss to it.
All right, and I think that he comes there, and I think Queen Jamillia is begins to hear this slippery, remember the vote of no confidence, and she's just like, no, I have no interest in anything you have to say. I know what you're about.
Yep.
We stand with democracy. We stand with the Federation. Get out.
Yep. And he has cleared the room, so to speak. It's a CO Bibble's gone. A lot of people, and he's Typho's gone, and he's locked the door, and there's some droids on the outside.
Yeah.
So it's just them. He's like, come, let's just you and I talk. You know?
So Queen Jamillia did not agree to battle droids setting foot in the palace, but then he showed up. So okay, we'll tolerate this up to a point.
Yeah, battle droids in Naboo is a tasteless decision,
Tasteless.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think that she tells him to get out, and I think he doesn't listen. I think he just keeps talking, and I think Jamillia stands up all to her full height, which isn't that tall. And Passel's even taller with that thing on top of his head. And I think she marches right up to him, and I think she's this is weird, a double finger queen. I think she takes both of her pointer fingers and pokes. And says, I am serious. Get out of my throne room. And her fingers sink into that gross comforter. And in fact, one of her nails gets caught a little bit and she has to work to pull it out.
It's
really unfortunate. How does Passel react to this, Jennifer?
He sees how repulsed she is by his chicken flesh. And I think he is kind of he's tickled by it, that he is so gross. And so he starts to keep poking all you want. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, and I think at that point she's like, I am the queen. This is my throne room. I have politely asked you to leave. I have used a small amount of physical indication to let you know you should leave. Now I am forced to use a big amount. And I think she pulls her own dress up so her foot is free. She stomps on his weird couchy comforter thing that he's wearing so it's pinned. And then with the other hand, she pushes him. So he's trapped. So he falls over, his comforter tears half off, and he hits the ground.
Oh, exposing his chicken legs?
Yeah, his chicken legs are exposed.
He has little knit slippers that match his the thing on his head, the little doily on his head.
Wait, they got big pointers too,
Yeah,
like
they
coming out of the
got pointers.
toes.
Yeah, and she laughs at him. She's like literally, actually, but so he's on his ground, right?
He's on the
back.
ground, comforter ripped from his lower regions.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Okay. And then I think he like a turtle pushed on his shell. He's struggling to get up, and he moves to his side. He struggles, leans on a chair. By the time he gets up, he's breathing so heavy, the battle's halfway lost almost. He's like, why did you do that? Oh, give me a minute.
Yeah.
Give me a minute.
And I think he reaches into a pouch because this is the way he thinks he can solve everything. He's like, I see what the problem is. You want money. And I think he opens a pouch, and I think he's got these coins that represent large amounts of Republic credits and other kinds of money. And I think he throws them at Jamillia. That's the height of his arrogance, that he thinks he can take care of everything with money. But as he throws the coin, bam! One of them, I think, hits her right in the eye, Jennifer.
Oh no. Okay. And it actually wipes away some of her beautiful white makeup. This
wow.
is a disgrace. This is unacceptable.
She has a
does-
handmaiden that wipes that off, right?
Exactly. Yes. So this is really awful. And so she picks up the gold coin and she looks at it. She realizes it's gold wrapper around a chocolate gold coin. It's not even real money.
You've given me children's treats. You insult me on several levels.
This is blue milk chocolate.
And she flings it back at him, and it actually gets lodged in his neck because his skin is so like gelatinous.
Yeah.
Okay,
Gets
so this
lodged.
is hampering his breathing. I think he's like now, because I think he is a bit of a weakling. He fears for his life. And before she can stop him, he hits a button on his wrist, and suddenly the door explodes in blaster fire. In true battle droids come marching in. Roger, Roger, kill the queen. Roger, Roger. And like Naboo's security staff is not great with this, so it's going to take them a moment to respond.
Yeah.
Queen Jamillia is on her own.
Oh boy.
I think she reveals something that she has kept hidden. That's the way of the Naboo. You know, you don't play all your cards. All of those flower petals on her headdress are actually ninja throwing petals.
Ooh,
Yes.
So I think she reaches up and she starts throwing them, and I think the battle droids are like, "What's going on?"
Yeah. One of them is decapitated immediately.
My head.
Yeah, but it's still talking. Exactly. So the other one sees that and is like, nuts to this, and turns around and like runs out.
So that was Passel's big move.
Right.
Now, I think he's collected his breath enough that he can take an action himself, Ken. He's got to get into this fight, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got pride. He's tried everything. He's reasoned with her. He's tried to intimidate her. He's thrown chocolate coins at her. He's called his battle droid. Now it's just down to him and his dumb pride.
Yes. So he gets to his feet, charges Jamillia, and like a flailing, falling otter, he moves his little flippers, and he like starts like pawing at her, like he's slapping.
Oh.
She's like, just, what are you doing? He's like, and she just backs away, and he falls to the ground again.
Okay, so Ken does not want Passel in this fight at all.
No,
That's fine. Let's embrace it.
I'm yes-anding. It's just not going his way.
This is it's almost laughable at this point.
Yeah,
and
you know
she
what?
is laughing
Yeah,
at him.
in fact, I'm gonna yes and your yes and up it to this is what happens. He slaps at her. Right. He hits one of the rigid parts of her dress. Right. That's got the piping that's probably solid.
Yes.
He breaks a wrist.
Yeah.
He breaks one wrist.
Yes.
And then that causes him to fall to the floor. Lands on his other arm. He breaks that wrist too. So now Jennifer has painted a picture where Passel's body is so loose that a chocolate coin could enter his neck folds, and now he's got two flopping, broken wrists. His hands he's like raising them up, going, why? And they're flopping like Muppets, like Muppet hands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think he falls to his knees and, in classic Ric Flair style of wrestling, begs for mercy.
He begs for mercy, right?
Please, no, don't hurt me. And Jamillia steps to him. And it's like, she's the queen of Naboo. She's got that side to her, a kind side. She sees all sides of the equation. She starts to say something. She's like, you beg of mercy. I want to give you mercy. And that's when he spits on her.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
So Jennifer, that's what you were thinking too.
Yeah.
That was Passel's next move.
Yeah.
Spitting.
He was trying to trick her to get her close enough, and he spits in her face, and now the other side of her makeup is starting to run.
Oh, yeah.
And this, again, is such an insult, and she is not going to be treated like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so she whips off her robe to reveal like a lycra suit that allows even more mobility.
Okay. Yeah.
And
a Queen action jumpsuit.
a Queen action jumpsuit. That's right. And so she goes into like wrestling mode, and Ken, you're the expert on this, and she just like jumps on top of him like was it a body slam? Is that what that is?
Well, that'd be like a splash.
Okay, a splash.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he is kind of squishy. His body is kind of squishy. That this is going to be a little bit tougher to take control of him than she
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah, she's trying to get a hold of him and pin him down. And I think what she's saying is like, I would like a formal surrender from you, and I would like you to remove the corporate alliance from your allegiance with the separatists. And I think that is the least that you... And then suddenly, she, just when she had him, she squeezes hard, and he just kind of pops out because he's so greasy.
Oh, like a wet willy.
He's like, yes. And as his knobbly knees go past her face, they wipe even more makeup off. This is terrible. And now he didn't really manage to do anything but just get over. He didn't even get closer to the door. He just got closer to another side of the room. He can't get up. His wrists are broken. He tries to support himself. He's like, ah! His battle droids are both dead. With the head of one of them is still commenting like, this is very embarrassing. And I think this is a good place to pause our combat, as we always do, and decide who do we want to win, who would win in a fight, who deserves to win. I feel like I get a sense of where this one is going.
Maybe.
Any sudden beliefs that Passel Argente should or could win this fight?
None whatsoever. This might be the first time I've seen just a fight be so one-sided emotionally and physically.
I want it to go even further. I want this to get gross and gory.
Okay.
We're gonna do a Mortal Kombat fatality.
You want a fatality.
Yeah, I want a fatality.
Not friendship.
Yeah, you want a
Fatality.
Not babality.
Yeah.
Fatality.
brutality.
Yes.
Jamillia-tality.
Yes, that's what I want.
Finish
here.
him.
Finish
Okay,
him.
we'll go full Mortal Kombat and we'll do finish him because I believe that Queen Jamillia has the skills and the right to win this battle. This
Yes.
is just BS for Passel to come here and do this. So I think Passel starts to shout profanities, insults against the history of Naboo, Jamillia herself, and she will tolerate no more. And I think she calmly walks to her throne and she hits a button. And she has escalated from the days of Amidala, where Amidala kept a couple blasters in one part of the throne. I think the throne opens up like it's a transformer, and just endless amounts of blasters start springing forward from the throne itself. Various vibro axes, all Quicksilver baton, like Phasma will eventually have all of these weapons come out.
Wow.
And I think Jamillia starts grabbing all of them. She's got a blaster in each hand. She's actually holding a baton in one of her feet. and she just starts advancing on him. Pew, 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 swinging, blasting, everything.
Grievous would be proud, man.
Yeah. And Ken, what do you think happens to the body of Passel?
Well, you wanted brutality and fatality. I think blaster bolts rip through the upper portion of his body. Some of them have a little trouble working in there. It's a little, I think she takes a swipe with the baton thing, the spears, and it knocks his teeth out. Let a green bubbling blood comes falling out. One of the blasters took his little thing off the top of his head.
Oh, and the little flaggy thing goes flying.
Thing.
Yeah.
And he falls to his knees, and I think she stands above him with a vibro blade in hand.
Yeah.
Wondering how far she's going to take this.
Yeah. And he's like, will you concede? And he's like, no, my species is very hard to kill. I feel nothing but pain, but I will not reload.
Yeah.
And I think she drives the vibro axe right through the middle of his head. I don't think she cuts his head off. I think right at the eye line, she just decraniates him, and his eyes pop out and boop, 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 and roll. And I think he falls over dead. And I think at that moment, C.O. Bibble runs in with some security guards. Like, I've heard there's a commotion. Oh, my. Oh. And C.O. Bibble begins to describe, there's a smear of, but there's an organ and eyeballs and what? And why are you wearing your face? Oh. C.O. Bibble's losing it.
Typho runs in and looks around, and then Bibble looks to him and goes, there has been a fight. It's amazing. Jamillia has fought Passel Argente. And Typho's just like, I know, C.O.
I can see. I have one eye. Yeah. And I think that Jamillia has some people clean up. I think she fills out a report about this. And as different officials in Naboo are cleaning this mess, they don't see strange little orb pops out of Passel Argente and just flies through the window. This strange little spore. The secret fact about this race is that in the moment of death, they can launch a spore that regrows another version of them.
Oh, no.
And the Passel Argente that walked into this room is dead.
Yeah.
But another gross, couch-looking Gerald's game MFer is going to regrow only to be slaughtered by Anakin Skywalker.
And the image of that at about 2 months is what's frightening. Little flipper hands starting to emerge. Oh, boy.
Oh, my goodness.
Jennifer, do you have any post-credit scene to this battle?
Yeah, so she's speaking with her handmaidens later on that evening. And one of the handmaidens says, why did you kill him so brutally? What did he do to deserve that? And she says, he called me a second-rate queen. And then as she's filing her nails, fades to black.
The handmaid's eyes going wide. Okay, got it.
Got it. Noted.
Noted. No second-rate queen is Jamillia. That was a great and truly brutal battle with more fluids than I'm comfortable with, but that's what happens here on Databank Brawl. If there are characters that you want to see fight, let us know. Use the hashtag Databank Brawl. Ken, where can people find you?
You can find me at Ken Napzok across all social media platforms, including Instagram TV.
And Jennifer, where can people find you?
You can find me online spreading joy and positivity at Jennifer Landa.
Jennifer Landa produces 2 Star Wars shows. One's called Happy Beefs. The other one is Kill Him. He's got to die. Brutality. You can, of course, go check out Tony Thaxton, who wrote our great theme music for Databank Brawl and many other episodes. He is our shows here on ForceCenter. He is on Patreon at Tony Thaxton. We are on Patreon at patreon.com/ForceCenter. You can check out the Databank Brawl episodes on YouTube as well. You can find my podcast, Obsessed, and info on live shows on my website at josephscrimshaw.com. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram is at Joseph Scrimshaw, and you can like ForceCenter on Facebook and follow us on Twitter is at ForceCenterPod. And until next time, as Luke Skywalker once said, well, no one was really listening to him. I care. That's it for Databank Brawl.
We learned, we fought, the glory and the shame.